briefing room at the Huntington Hilton in Melville, where union and management are meeting. This empty room is actually a good sign because it means the two sides are still talking. The union president reported progress after speaking this morning with Governor Cuomo and federal officials. Trains are running tonight and will keep operating until midnight while talks continue. So here we go again. The LIRR has set up 24-hour hotlines in case of a strike. In Nassau, call 822-LIRR. Now, I'm told that I should list these numbers now. However, I am ahead of myself, so I will read this page. For thousands of commuters, it was a morning of confusion. Last night, they went to bed dreading a strike. What a surprise they woke up to this morning. More from News 4's Steve Dunlop.
To the regulars, they're a familiar sight, all right. The same old sleepy, sullen faces waiting for the same old ride into the same old job. But these commuters are a lot more awake than they look. Awake enough, anyway, to know that the trains were running.
And that's the first news I heard on the radio. I went back to sleep.
It was wonderful. Nobody was on the trains.
Right. And,
the train was on time, and nobody was on the train.
It was like a regular day for me.
A regular day for some, but for many, a morning of utter confusion. Would the trains run? Would the roads be jammed? As it turned out, the threat of a strike struck just enough fear into the hearts of motorists that many apparently stayed home. And then there were the ones who just weren't paying attention.
I feel like a jerk.
Imagine turning up for one of those shuttle buses from the Fortunoff's parking lot, only to find far more parking than you ever dared dream. You didn't hear this morning?
No, I didn't turn the radio on. That was my fault. So
you came here and figuring you'd encounter a big crowd?
Yes, I did. Yeah, and there's no one here. I feel very silly.
Only 5 people showed up for the MTA shuttle buses from Fortunoff's. School buses, since all the air-conditioned coaches were booked. But even the drivers weren't sure where to go until their dispatchers told them to run the strike routes as planned. Isn't it a little ridiculous to put grown adults on a non-air-conditioned bus in a heat wave in traffic that's going to be stop and go all the way into the city?
Well, as a driver, I do it every day of the week. I mean, the windows are open, and you get your 220 air conditioning, which is 2 windows down, 20 miles an hour, and you air condition the bus.
The MTA managers tried to put a good face on all of this. They said that today simply amounted to a very useful dry run for tomorrow. But tomorrow is Friday, and with the prospect of another hot, humid hassle on a school bus, no less, many Long Islanders may simply decide to take the day off and hope for a settlement by Monday. Steve Dunlop, News 4, on a We Transport school bus in Westbury.
As I started to tell you before, we